My friends, hope you're having a wonderful week so far. Wanted to jump in here and make a TA update, and let's talk a little bit about AMC and Adam Aaron tweeting out today how they invested in a gold and silver mining operation. But first, before we get started, if you haven't done so already, please follow me on Twitter, Colin_Gladman. Easiest way to ask me questions, easiest way to get my ideas on intraday price action, and potentially see other swing trades that I will be talking about. Also, too, nothing that I say is financial advice. Everything is for entertainment and education purposes only. All I am trying to do is help. Okay? So let's jump on into the video and get started. So earlier today, I was up super late last night. I think it was like 5:30 or something like that. Just couldn't go to sleep last night. And so when I woke up this morning, the first thing I saw was, CEO Adam Aaron talking about how AMC bought into a gold and silver mining corporation. And I mean, I replied to him. I was like, of all the things that I thought I would wake up to today, this was not on the list. Okay. I do think it's good I like to see AMC playing offense. I like to see AMC diversifying their portfolio, investing in different companies that would allow them to add different revenue cash streams. Obviously, gold and silver is a great hedge against market downside. And so overall, my initial reaction was, whoa, I didn't see this coming. My secondary reaction was, I like it. Okay. Now, I also tweeted out how I said, you guys know how I say the smartest people I know have no problem saying, I don't know. When you don't know, say you don't know. It makes you look way less stupid than, acting like you know everything. So, and I said, well, I don't know the reason behind AMC acquisition of ticker symbol HYMC. I have a few reasons that I think about hedging and crypto, but let's talk. Drop your best idea below. I highly recommend you go through this thread on my Twitter feed. There is a lot of, threads like this help me restore my faith in humanity and the ape community, because there's a lot of smart people, and I think sometimes the smart people get drowned out by the $1 million share buy and hold people. So go through it, read about it. I thought it was great. One in particular, let me see if I can find it right here. They put out a really good list, and I apologize if you watched my video. I don't remember who it was. Man, there's a whole lot of comments on here. Like I said, please go through them. Read them for yourself. Looks like I'm not going to be able to find it. But there's lots of different options. The two that came to mind for me is obviously hedging against market downside. Another one was potentially with the crypto that they've been talking about. Are they going to do some type of crypto where it's attached to, maybe some type of gold or silver? Adam Aaron has talked about several times how when doing stuff like crypto, there's lots of regulations and everything along those lines. So I would imagine being able to do something that actually has, gold and silver attached to it is obviously a very tangible thing. And so that might be able to help with the concerns or the regulations that might go into AMC starting their own crypto. There was also some negative comments as far as, it's just repaying back hedge fund buddies who helped save AMC and everything along those lines. Here it is right here. Shout out to A. Mike Seaman. I'm sorry if I'm not saying that right, buddy. But he comments on a lot of my stuff. Super cool guy. So speculation, given what happened with the nickel recently, if you don't know about the nickel squeeze, highly recommend looking into that. That there's definitely something going on with the precious metals. His B option, having a gold-backed crypto, which is kind of what I was thinking. A gold-backed dividend, maybe. I don't know. The hedge against inflation, also what I was thinking. And then just diversification in the face of uncertainty around the dollar, which totally understand that. And then helping out the Mudrick situation, which was the hedge fund that had a bunch of the AMC shares. So I think all of those are, like I said right there, I think all of those are very solid ideas. The reality is, guys, is everything that we're talking about right now is pure speculation until we see more. But once again, overall AMC getting diversified, I think is a good thing. Now, let's hop over here to the option chain. So AMC this week the max pain has shifted to $17. And if you look at the option chain, you can kind of start to see why. And here's why. At $15, there is 31,287 contracts in the money currently at that $15. So seeing the market makers get those contracts out of the money makes a lot of sense, okay? If you come up here to the calls right now, you can see that at $15, then all of a sudden 14,982 would go in the money at 15, 10,203 at 15.50, 13,154 at 16. So getting back somewhere in there to kind of balance out these calls and puts a little bit would make a whole lot of sense. Now, obviously, we've got the Fed meeting tomorrow. Depending on how dovish or hawkish they might come out, I think there's a possibility that they might postpone some interest rate hikes with the war that's going on and everything like that. Or people are already expecting, I think it was a 25 basis points interest rate rise. So if that's what happens, I think that move could potentially be already priced into the market. The only way that move wouldn't be priced into the market is if people were like, nah, this war with Ukraine and everything like that, they're not going to do it. And then if they actually do come out with it, we might see some overall downside. But like I said in my weekly outlook video, I thought we would be somewhat range bound this week. So far, that is going to be what's happened between that 1350 and 1450. So now let's go over here to the chart. Let me get rid of some of this stuff. Let's walk through it a little bit. So we came down here and we have broken out of our long-term support that started on January 24th. Once we broke, then we had two different test points trying to get back into it. Both those times it failed. The volume was not there. So now we continued down to the downside, okay? So here's kind of how I've got the falling wedge drawn as of right now. You can also look at it how I always had it, and this one works. This one actually works really well too, okay? So that's the way that I've got the white one drawn is the one that Dave Marino Jr., shout out to him, he's my bud. The way he tracked it in his video, I like it, but as you can see, the way I've been doing mine, we're pretty much on the same page as far as how those are looking. So, whoops. There we go. So, we hit that. We actually made a lower low. We actually got down into 1290, I think was the low. Yep, 1290. So we made a lower low from right here. However, once again, once we go over here to the visible range, the volume traded in this area. And let me get out here. So I always like to look at it pretty much since when retail got involved, okay? And that's why I always said right here, this is where I thought the floor would be in this $13 range. As you can see, once we came down here, we had a nice reaction. We started kicking back up, hoping this was going to hold, but we've just had some rough days in the overall market. And like I said, like it or not, AMC is tracking SPY. So if we want to see AMC recover, we need to have SPY recover. What happened today? Today was a massive green day across the market. And so what happened with AMC? AMC went along with it, okay? So if you want to see green AMC days, we need to see green market days. It's going to track the market until it doesn't, okay? Also, you've got Ryan Cohen, the CEO of GameStop. We've got GameStop earnings this week, so that's obviously going to play into what happens with AMC, because like it or not, AMC, GameStop, there's several other ones. They're all in the same meme basket, and you know what one does, the other one does, you know, for the most part. There's lots of days where you can try to track it. Yes, I know they're different fundamentally and everything along those lines, but you know, if you're a GME elitist, you don't watch my videos anyway, because those people suck. So if GameStop has some, you know, type of crazy earnings situation or anything like that, and they really spike up, we will probably, you know, AMC is definitely a sympathy play to GameStop and vice versa. And Ryan Cohen's going on the attack as far as calling out short sellers and everything along those lines. AMC, Adam Aaron has done it several times too, talking about how they're wrong. So this is patience. Good things are going to come. Just relax, okay? So we had a nice little 6.7% day. Moving back up here into this, volume shelf, I was saying if we did break below, starting to trade in this range right here, this little air pocket was going to be our most likely, and that's going to lead us down to the 11 all the way down to that $10 range that I've talked about recently. But if the market keeps recovering, if the interest rates either get postponed or they're already priced into the market, we start seeing some recovery, then overall we'll see AMC recover right along with it. So for this week, my most bullish case scenario is going to be getting back up into our long-term support right around, and look at that, right at max pain is just barely getting into our long-term support at that 17. Let's see here, Friday is going to be the 18th, like almost right on the dot. So finishing this week somewhere around that 16 to 1650 would be my most bullish case scenario, either right at the top of this support or just barely back in. There's lots of times that AMC likes to leave us on cliffhangers on a weekly basis. So also too, being this is monthly options expiration, it's no surprise that we would probably get some big time max pain pinning going on this week. I think next week somebody was talking about how like the biggest strike, let me just double check that real quick, the biggest strike next week is only up to $40, I believe. Yeah, so next week the biggest strike is only up to $40. So if you were going to let AMC start moving back towards the upside, it makes a lot of sense for it to happen, which I'm not saying it's next week. Calm down, moon apes. All I'm saying is it makes sense from a market maker standpoint to let AMC start moving back towards the upside when your maximum strike that you have that week is only $40, where the following weeks after that, they go all the way up to like 60 and even up to 95, so on and so forth. So I think a max pain somewhere around 1650, moving back up towards our long-term support, or even like up towards the top of the wedge around 1550. Those would be more towards the bullish. Obviously, the bearish side is going to be moving back down here. You can see how the end of this wedge would kind of meet that $10. So if we kind of ping pong around this wedge a little bit, once again, that would be unsurprising to me. Would definitely like to see us breaking back up into this support, sooner rather than later. Okay. As far as our EMA's concerned, that would also, let's see here. Yeah, the 18th. If we could finish up around the 20-day EMA right now, that's $16.32. More than likely, unless we get some great volume going on, that would act as a rejection point, and then we come back down a little bit, retest. So if we kind of broke out, got rejected off the 20, came back, and then started breaking back up, I think that is most likely. As far as the Bollinger Bands go, they'll show you why we started getting back up towards the upside. So once again, these Bollinger Bands are, the whole idea is for them to capture 95% of the price action. So moving back up here towards this moving average is going to be what we want to see. A little bit on the increasing volume side, up to 40 million shares traded. We had been at 32 and then the low 20s. So the fact that the volume that the downside happened with very low volume is a good sign. Means it's easily reversible, means not a lot of people are selling, so on and so forth. And then for last but not least, I saw that HYMC is going to be doing an at the money share offering. So this might be a way for Adam Aaron to test out potential dilution when it comes to AMC and using it as a, look guys, when the shares get diluted a little bit more, you get the dump right off the bat, but it brings volume and liquidity back into the situation. We don't know that. Once again, everything about it right now is speculation, so everybody just needs to cool their jets until we know more. Okay, but that's going to be everything for me. Overall, I really don't know what to think about the gold and silver business. I like the diversification. I like the hedging that it involves with. I like shoring up AMC's fundamentals. It was a very small percentage of the overall war chest of the 1.8 billion. Yeah, I think I saw it was like 2% or something like that of the overall war chest is what it took to buy 22% in a gold and silver company that has a lot of gold and silver, obviously, that they're going for, and then they're continuing to mine. So overall, I like it. It's a little weird. Again, I'm not gonna lie, it's a little weird. I don't know exactly how I feel about it, but I know initially, right now, my gut tells me I like it more than I don't like it. So we'll see what is to come. And yeah, that's everything. Y'all be good. Stay safe. Um, I mean, like I said, just patience, just relax. Do your thing, buy and hold, whatever. This is a great time if you bought up in here in the 30s and the 40s like I did. I definitely bought more up here. I bought a lot more right here when I really thought we were going to squeeze in November. And so this is a great time to start, averaging down and everything like that. Because once again, even if you take squeeze out of the equation, I think AMC is a good long-term hold. I think it's a very popular brand. It's got 4 million share investors, yada, 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 yada. There's lots of things to be excited about. So I'm just chilling, relaxing, and zenning. There's lots of things people talking about collecting margin calls. The Bloomberg terminals that they sent out the message of it's not a law or anything like that, but it's basically pursue margin to the fullest extent, if you will. So like I said, there's lots of good things coming, even if the price action doesn't reflect it. And so, once again, like I tweeted out, as far as I'm concerned, I see shares on discount right now. And if they go to clearance, I'll keep buying them. I buy things on discount, I'll buy things on clearance. You either believe in the play or you don't. Either way, it's up to you. Trade your plan. I'll see you guys later. Y'all be good.